This is what I keep saying. Women are not the nurturing gender. If kids were so great, then we wouldn't have to be convinced. You get a lot of conservative women, as we talk about, that do the same thing as liberal women. And I kind of just wish they would just be liberal women. It would just be more easy for me. And Allie Beth Stuckey is one of those. You know, she's a very naggy wife, you know, always nagging men on what they should do. She hates the red pill. And now she's preaching, but pretending not to preach. So here we go.
When you are a Christian, nothing is trivial, nothing is mundane, and nothing is neutral. C.S. Lewis once wrote that there is no neutral ground in all of the universe. Every spare second in every square inch has been claimed by God or counterclaimed by Satan. This Satan is a real enemy who wants to confuse you, who is begging you to say no to this age-old question, did God really say? He wants to silence you. He wants to scare you. He wants you completely blind to the spirit.
And notice, it's all women in the audience. That's when you know someone's full of shit, if I'm being honest. Is women listen. Why do you think women hate me? Because I'm honest. I hate having to be me sometimes. I mean, no, I love it. But Michael says, you should criticize men more. Isn't there enough criticism of men? Isn't there enough? I mean, somebody's got to criticize women, and I step up to the plate every time. If I were to criticize men, it's for putting up with things, but society doesn't really give men a choice, do they?
Spiritual battle that is constantly waging around you. Ephesians 2 says that Satan is the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that is now at work in the sons of disobedience, among whom we all once walked according to the passions of our flesh, and were by nature children of wrath, like the rest of mankind. But
I really am not a fan of this performative Christianity. It really just is not my favorite thing. I hate it when they talk like this and they're da 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 da. It's just, I don't know. It just feels weird. I don't really like it. Okay, so there's another Christian woman doing normal woman things. All right, we're gonna keep going. I made this today, if anyone cares. I know nobody cares, but this I did make today, and it was pretty good. Pretty good. Hillary Clinton, I thought she was actually pretty attractive back in the day. Because I would say Bill Clinton's pretty hot, just overall as a person. He's pretty attractive. And back in the day, Hillary's not anymore, but back then, geez, she was cute. Oh, I saw this was hilarious. Oh, this was so funny. So Don Lemon is interviewing people about illegal immigration, and I think he's trying to go for, the brown people, the Latina, black people, and they're coming back and saying, no, we don't want these illegal people here either, Don. Look at.
Okay, crossing the border illegally is not a crime?
No, it's not a criminal act. Okay. It's a misdemeanor.
So why are they being sent back and saying that they're breaking the law?
That's the point.
Okay, as somebody that
we don't know if they're breaking the law because they won't tell. There's no due process. Where's the evidence? That's the whole point. And if they are breaking the law, most people will say, okay, then they need to go if they're criminals. But if they're not, why are they being rounded up and sent out? Especially when he promised to deport the criminals. And now he's not doing that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going.
Misdemeanor is not a crime.
Yeah. So misdemeanor is not a crime?
It's not a criminal act, no. If you get charged with a misdemeanor, that's not a criminal act.
So why get charged at all then, if it's not a criminal act?
Because we have different levels of crime. Everything is not the same.
So it is crime.
No.
It's just different.
Look at this Latina. She is not having it. She's like, I came here legally, and this took me forever. Get here legally.
We have different levels of, I shouldn't say crime, but it's not a crime. You're not breaking the law. I mean, you are breaking the law, but it's not a criminal act.
So it's breaking the law.
No, you're not breaking the law.
The misdemeanor is not breaking the law.
No.
If you're speeding, drinking, get pulled over, DUI.
That's not a criminal. Well, no.
It's a
If you're
misdemeanor.
speeding, is a misdemeanor.
It's a
Right.
misdemeanor. So still breaking the law.
Okay. If you want to qualify that, we're doing semantics.
Because
But what I'm
you
saying.
pulled over.
Okay, so he's gaslighting them into saying that coming in illegally is not a crime. And then he's saying you're playing semantics. Dude, you are the one that does this for a living. These are just normal people.
But what I'm trying to tell you is everything is not the same. It's all not one thing.
But is it the law?
What is it? The law that what?
Is it a law to come
Is
over
there a
legally?
law?
Is there a law?
There are rules that processes that you should follow. Yeah. So you're breaking rules. You're breaking the rules, but you're not necessarily breaking a law.
So what happens when you break the rules?
Then you suffer the consequences. But the consequences should not. Look, no one is.
As most of you know, I have been fighting on the front lines of the simp epidemic for years, but I need to tell you about a quiet weapon being ratcheted up against men that is rarely talked about. It's not just the relentless anti-masculinity propaganda and OnlyFans hoes causing the societal issues that we discuss on this show. Did you know that the average city's tap water contains trace pharmaceuticals and endocrine disruptors? This often includes estrogen from birth control. The average adult consumes a credit card worth of plastic every single week. That's 5 grams of plastic a week on average. So it's no wonder that the average male's testosterone is half of what the average was 50 years ago. Testosterone levels decline 1% a year, and without a course correction, we are headed towards extinction. No matter how based you are, you need to be naturally boosting your testosterone. My friends at Choq, CHOQ.com, are on a mission to save mankind from extinction by boosting your vitality. Choq's Male Vitality Stack contains premium and potent herbs clinically studied to naturally boost your testosterone levels, sperm count, and overall vitality. Just one of the many ingredients in the Male Vitality Stack was studied in double-blind human clinical trials to boost total testosterone 20% in 90 days. When you boost your testosterone, you'll have more mental clarity, you're more capable of making decisions and taking risks. Having high testosterone will also affect your pheromones, so women will find you more attractive subconsciously. Get the Choq Male Vitality Stack right now on Choq.com. That's CHOQ.com. Use my name Pearl as your coupon code and you'll get 25% off site-wide on Choq.com. That's CHOQ.com. My name Pearl is the discount code.
Saying no one should suffer the consequences. You guys are getting things mixed up.
Your Don, it is not a criminal act. I wanted to know if this was real, if this woman really changed her race, because that is insane. That's crazy. She looks very weird now.
Her off for the rest of her life. Today's the day that I get to drop my daughter off for the rest of her life. I can't really say that I feel sad about it. I really don't care. I gave up custody of my kid. I put her up for adoption. She's 7 years old. Oh, sorry. I literally just woke up. She's going to school. I'm about to drop her off to her last day of school. I have to take her to. And then the adoptees are picking her up from the school pickup line. And yeah, I'm a free woman after that. I'm selling my house. I'm buying an RV. I'm about to travel the world. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, and this is what I keep saying. Women are not the nurturing gender. We're not. Women are not delaying motherhood. You know, if kids were so great, then we wouldn't have to be convinced to do it. It's a responsibility, and we hate responsibility. So, fortunately,
I have been like waiting for this moment my entire life, ever since I had her, and I was being guilty and not giving her up just because like I felt like as a mom you're not supposed to give your kid up. But then I had a good talk with like my boyfriend, and he said that it doesn't matter what other people think, it's what you want, and I don't want a kid, so.
This is crazy. Here's another teacher that has been banging middle schoolers, so that is disgusting. Here we go.
You know, you are going to be placed under arrest.
Me?
Mm-hmm. You're Allie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's going to be for predatory criminal sexual assault. So that's why we're here, to take a look, to make sure we gather what we need out of the house, okay?
For what?
Yeah, so I'll talk.
Gaslight. I mean, that's the equivalent of what women do. Gaslight to eternity.
to you more about it here in a second. Okay. As a matter of fact, if you guys want to go in and start doing that,
Can I put the dogs up?
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
please.
I'm going to explain some things to you. Okay. First off, I have to read your rights. Okay, so that I can talk to you. Okay. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do will be used against you in court. You have the right to an attorney, and if you can't.
Do you think she would get kid gloves like this if this is a dude? You hear the tone they're saying it to her in? Yeah.
A 411 will be appointed to represent you free of any cost to you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been in trouble before?
Never.
Okay. I'm going to give you an opportunity to explain, but long story short is, okay, we've got a significant amount of evidence to include the conversation that you had with.
According to the court documents we have, at her front door, Barfield denied having sex with the boy. The audio is redacted at that point, but you heard the detective say they had a considerable amount of evidence, including a conversation that Barfield had. Now, he's likely talking about the conversation Barfield had with the boy earlier that day, just hours before all of this happened, after his forensic interview. Police say that they and the boy's parents were listening in on a text, a voice call, and a FaceTime that Barfield had with the young boy. Not only did Barfield reportedly have sex with that boy, she also sent him $700 on Cash App. She bought him headphones that go for more than $400. She also sent nude photos to him on Snapchat.
That is so disgusting. Ugh. So YouTube,
You know, you are going to be a significant amount.
YouTube is now apologizing to content creators. But they're basically coming out and saying we did censor you guys for information that was put out during under the Biden administration. And my message to YouTube is I appreciate being back on here, but you guys ruined our lives. Really. And I did not have the worst of it. Some people lost their whole channels, but a lot of us had to fire staff. A lot of us had to shut down our shows. A lot of us had to stop creating content. And you guys just want to be like, oh, sorry. How about pay us? How about pay me? Okay. I had a documentary I was working on. I had to, which you can donate to, by the way. But you know, we were in the works of a we had all these projects going. And then, yeah, these days kids are safer in a Catholic school than a public church, or Catholic church than a public school. I don't know about that. I got to be honest. The priests don't have a great track record either. People obsessing with or mentioning virgins or just outing themselves as never being able to get laid. That's kind of true for guys. Men that get laid don't tend to worry about body count as much. I know it sounds really crazy. I think to people that don't, but then once you see it, you can't really unsee it. Darius Rucker is engaged to a woman 30 years younger than him. Congratulations, Darius. I'm a fan. She's pretty. Although she's 33, so I guess she's kind of old. Do you know what's crazy? I get more views on these reaction streams sometimes. And these are so chill, more than like these very in-depth ones we do.